Hey, welcome to Thursday Thunder. It's Thursday evening. I've got to get this thing done. I just, here at this co-working space, I just gave a presentation on leadership and about frequency. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch it in here for you for this week's Thunder and let you see what I'm doing in public. And I'd love your feedback on it. The audio quality might be terrible. It's just this phone. So there was another recording going on, and I don't have that audio yet, but I wanted to get this out to you tonight to share my thunder. And I got to say, a couple things came up. Frequency, of course, and also in talking with the other people, is consistency, and the consistency of the regular Thursdays. So, and then the connection. So consistency and connection, frequency. Those were the topics of tonight. So it was a great event, and I really had some awesome feedback afterwards, and really some people who said, "Wow, you really inspired me." And that's really all I want to hear. I want to hear that I inspired people and I motivated them to get rolling or to get doing the thing that they're scared of doing. I talked a little bit about Worst Book Ever with the people later on, and it was a great event. So there you go. I hope you enjoy it. It's my presentation in The Hague. It's pretty exciting because it's a live, real event with real people, live people, not on Zoom, not on YouTube. And it was a great event. So I hope you enjoy it. That's a little thunder for you for this week. Hope you're having a great week. And see you next week. Bye. Can you all hear that? So there's all these radio waves all around us, right? It's not connecting them. Turn this little dial. Wait. How's that? Kind of there, right? I need to find the frequency. Look at that. So I found the frequency of this station. There's 3 words I want you to walk away with today, and that's find my frequency. Those radio waves for the different stations, they go, if you can picture them, they go that different station, like that. It's bigger, farther apart. Some are short and fast, AM, FM, and we have just exhausted my knowledge of all scientific radio waves. That's all I know. And in fact, I don't even know if what I say is accurate, but I want to give you that visual of this station. That's 93.5, and if I tune this to 93.5, I get the music, right? But today we're talking about find my frequency. Not you find mine, right? You find yours, right? I got mine. I'm good. I'm 87.9. I'm whatever I am. But finding your frequency. So sort of a subtitle could be how often to do what and why. So Fiona was talking about managers and how they're not connecting. How often could they connect with their fellow workers, with their employees, with their staff, with their clients? So how often to do what and why? So should they have an hour-long video address every morning? No, that's not going to work. Should they have a 10-second tweet, a 10-word tweet every day? Could work. Just a little one-liner. Should they do something in the middle? What if we were talking about technology, or you say an internal, was it a podcast? Or some kind of audio?
Internal socials.
Internal socials. So it's just internal. So there's also the how are we going to connect? Is it a text? Is it a message? Is it email? Fiona has talked a lot about email. How much emails goes back and forth? What if, as a leader, I didn't just respond to individual emails, But I took the email questions I got and I then published it, or back to the radio signals, I broadcast a message to the staff, to my team, using a different medium. So if you think of different medium, for example, maybe it's text, words, emails, messages, words. Or maybe it's audio. Or maybe it's video, and video includes audio. Which one of those resonates, like my frequency terminology there, resonates with you, and how can you best connect with your people? She said, I'm funny. Wow, that just like resonated with me, right? If you can again see, I'm a very visual learner. I see waves. So for that, I thought that was like bold and daring. And I thought, well, she must be funny. She says she's funny. Well, that's cool. I want to get to know her. She's funny. But somebody else might have thought, no, that's not really my cup of tea. That's fine. Because remember, just like the radio, not every station pulls in all of the frequency. Of course, that would be chaos. That wouldn't be a radio. That would be a mess. And so, again, find my frequency. How often to distribute, to broadcast, to answer, to communicate, how often to do that. And then in what medium, and like with what, again, with the radio, with what intensity. So for example, in my example, I do, since recently, I do a YouTube short every single day. It takes me 15 seconds. Sometimes go crazy, 60 seconds. Boom, phone, record, go. 15 seconds. That could be the frequency of a leader to connect with either their team, maybe it's an internal sort of thing. But just imagine how you would connect if your manager, or if you are the manager, how you might connect with someone. Or not. Just like that frequency connected. And maybe my connection today doesn't connect with you today. But maybe the one on Thursday, oh, that one really hit home. Or maybe it's a weekly little video broadcast. Or a monthly newsletter. Maybe you do like to write and type and text. Great. But what works for you? What are you going to actually do? What is not painful? And you're not going to do it. If it's some obligatory thing that you're supposed to do, and you're not going to do it, just don't even start. But do something, again, because you want your frequency to match up, right, with their frequency. And our goal is not to connect with the frequency of every human on the planet. That's impossible and frankly boring. We want to connect with the frequencies that connect with us. So I had a call last night with a woman. She was a former client of mine. It must have been 10, 15 years ago. And she emails me out of the blue and says, hey, I want to talk with you because I potentially have a speaking engagement to offer you. Okay, I had to look her up. Who is this person? And how did she find me after all these years? And I do a YouTube short every day. I do a Thursday, it's called Thursday Thunder. I do a video address. I've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now. I do it every single Thursday. And then I have a monthly newsletter, typed email, words, newsletter, right? And I have a weekly podcast. But the podcast is usually just the video, just the audio taken out of the video. So think of that as well, right? From the video, also, you could take video and audio and text from one little creation. One little 15-second, 60-second short. So this woman, she contacts me and says, hey, I'd like to offer you a speaking gig. Like, okay. I have no idea where she's coming from, what she's talking about, and how she found me. And I asked her sort of in so many words. And she's like, yeah, you do that Thursday thing. I'm like, wow. So just like this radio, if it's off, so it's not receiving any frequency, right? It's turned off. But if the radio station is not broadcasting the wave, even if that's on, it's not going to connect because it's not broadcasting any signal. I broadcast a weekly signal on YouTube. Apparently, this woman's been watching it. Of course, I don't know that. I can see numbers, but I can't see who's watching. But my point, my takeaway for you is be that radio broadcasting tower and send out your frequency, because just like last night, you never know who's listening, okay, I'm going with another radio, I can't stop with the radio terminology, who's tuning in. And so all you need to know is to find your own frequency. What is your frequency? How often and in what medium? And by the way, whatever you do isn't set in stone. You do a weekly video, who knows, maybe a year from now I'm doing a daily podcast. I don't know. But it has to work for me because it has to come from you. You've got to be the broadcasting center and put it out there. Because as Renee said, connecting humans. If you're not putting out a signal, no amount of powerful radio receiver is going to connect with you because there's nothing to connect with. Put out your signal, find your frequency. So, and if you think of also, I've had what? I have no idea actually how long. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, I don't know. We had how many? 20 people say a little one word. So think about all the information we get all the time, right? On the phones, on the everythings, and we get it in. So what little batch of information can I share and that will resonate with you? Which is why I keep repeating the phrase, find my frequency. Because we're gonna go talk among yourselves, we're gonna go have dinner tonight, we're gonna go tomorrow, and by Tuesday, next week, you're gonna say, okay, so there was one woman who said she was funny, and then there was that guy who was talking about find my frequency. If you can remember those things, or that was my takeaway. You probably all have different stations. You probably have a different takeaway. But then that's the receiver. What about you as the broadcaster? That's my takeaway for today. Find my frequency. Thanks.